This morning I'm going to make a guarantee to each one of you. You won't find any CLE speaker making a guarantee. My guarantee to you is that the information I'm going to share with you this morning is going to be useful during the course of your legal career. And if you don't believe me, just pay attention for a little bit, and I promise that by the end of today's discussion, you're going to realize how useful this information is. Now, if I were in your shoes, you're thinking, hey, I come to Bridge the Gap. I don't care about med mal. I don't practice this. This has nothing to do with me. I'm just here for the credit. And you can be on Facebook, and you can edit your documents, and you can do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, if you keep an open ear, if you pay attention, I guarantee that this information is going to arise during the course of your legal and social career. And you might be asking yourself, how does that happen? Well, let me give you a couple of illustrations that will show you why it is so critical for you to know this information and why learning about this will help you and your ideal clients. Because at some point during the course of your lifetime, at some point during the course of your legal career, you will encounter someone who tells you their tale of woe. And they start to tell you a story about something terrible that happened to them. And as you're listening to the story, all of a sudden you begin to realize maybe this is something involving improper medical care. Maybe my client or her family has a possible medical malpractice case. And the more you begin to listen to this story, the more you begin to recognize, how can I help them solve their problem? And you may be thinking, I don't handle medical malpractice. I handle real estate. I handle transactions. I handle M&A. I handle everything but medical malpractice. I'll just refer it out. I don't care. Go find somebody else. I'm going to suggest to you today that if you listen to the information I'm going to share with you in just a moment, you will be able to help these people who you encounter on an everyday basis, whether it's at the grocery store or at dinner, or whether a colleague is chatting with you, or whether it's an opponent or an adversary. Let me give you a great example. Let's say you handle real estate transactions, and you meet a young couple. They're buying a house for the very first time. And now they're ready to buy the house. 2 months later comes the closing. In walks Mrs. Jones. You say, where's your husband? She says, you're not going to believe this. My husband, 37 years old, had a massive heart attack last week. He's in the hospital. And you say, I'm so sorry. What happened? And now she begins to tell you that her husband was seeing a cardiologist for 3 months, and he had been complaining of massive chest pain. And the doctor simply gave him some medication, told him, don't worry about it. Well, he suffers a massive heart attack last week, and while in the hospital, the doctors tell her, the wife, why wasn't this treated earlier? He was seeing a cardiologist, so now the wife has a suspicion that something may have been done wrong. And what are you doing? You're the real estate attorney. You're just there to do the closing. What do you care about the medical malpractice? Well, you have an opportunity to help your client who now wants to do a real estate transaction. But the question for you that I have this morning is, what are you going to do now that you know that information? How about this example? Let's say you're a workers' comp attorney. You represent a gentleman who was injured in a forklift accident at work. He fractures his arm. He goes to a municipal hospital, and at the municipal hospital they cast his arm. And after 4 weeks they take the cast off, and it looks like this. It looks like a roller coaster. And he says, I don't understand. My arm's supposed to be straight. And he says, don't worry, just massage it, you'll be fine. And now you're listening to this client tell you this story, and you're saying, wait a second, a fracture of the arm is not supposed to look like a roller coaster. And you think in the back of your mind, something may have been done wrong at the hospital. But really, the question for you is, what can you do as the workers' comp attorney, other than simply saying, go find a med mal attorney to try and help you? In just a few moments, I'm going to share with you some great information that will help you understand how you can help your client.